Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
How's it going tonight, producer Todd?
All's gone well. I have avoided the internet today like the plague because that's exactly what it is today.
You know, it doesn't hit me at all anymore because it's like I just find like I'm on more shit than I used to be. So like between Discord and like usually you get the warning, like watch out. There's some bullshit afoot. So.
I mean, it's April 1st. Do you really need a warning?
Yeah, you don't always process that it's April 1st.
Oh, you mean you just need a warning? It's the day, not that what you're reading is bullshit. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I didn't get hit with anything. I didn't get hit. We're not hitting you with anything.
Well, I've purposely avoided the internet today. Plus, I've been so busy working, I haven't even looked at it. Other than to stop and my pit stop and grab the only thing I do look forward to on April 1st, the Vinegar Syndrome mystery listing.
I got it too.
Well, we should probably say what the name of it is. So
yes,
which I'm pulling it up right now. If you don't already have it up.
Yeah, I forgot because I closed my window, but I got it. All right, so this is kind of
okay. I got it.
Okay,
since Stan's not doing it, it's called The Major City in Western Pennsylvania or the Pittsburgh Project, and that's all we got for now.
I was thinking John Russo sort of thing.
Yeah,
you know, looking at the price. A lot of people, their initial thing was like, it's Dawn of the Dead. I'm like, there's
no
price.
One,
no way.
It would be $130 if you were lucky, and it's absolutely not. That would not be a mystery. They would be singing the praises of it everywhere. Like it wouldn't be. Yeah, there's no way it's anything even Romero related.
Yeah, no, that's like that was my first reaction to that.
It's the Majorettes. There you go.
You know what? I feel like that too would be a more expensive release, but there is this comment. Let's see. Let me read it here. Question: Are Oscar and Dave okay with this? Consider raising the price? ? I mean, that kind of teases that, you know, like it's a decent price point. They would be smart to maybe.
What does Oscar and Dave mean? That's the question.
Yeah, I don't know. But I took it as like a price thing, like, oh, it's only $35. You know, now these 4Ks are, you know, about $10 more. So I'm reading that as maybe they are giving something a little bit better, you know, air quotes. I loved what it was last time. But maybe it's something more higher profile is the way I would put it.
No, because if it was anything high profile, they'd want the notoriety of releasing it.
But imagine if they did like bite the bullet a little bit and it's something fucking awesome and they're like, well, hey, you should order it next time.
Because here's the thing. They're not going to, because then if they undo the whole, well, this is limited, you can only get it April Fool's, they kill the gimmick and no one's going to be worried about it next year. So it can't be something that's so good that they feel like, well, we're going to have to reprint.
Yeah, no, and I mean, when I say that, I would say something like Majorettes.
And price point wise, that's not too crazy. There's been a release before. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd look at the John Russo catalog, honestly.
Yeah, Santa Claus is with TerrorVision. I can't imagine that even if that license expired that they'd be doing that again this quick. You know, Majorettes
which was what, Shriek Show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Majorettes really just seems like a really solid guess.
Yeah, and that's the one I'd go with. I'd like it to be something like Midnight, but that's a Lionsgate title.
Yeah, that is true.
So the only one that I feel like, I mean, if we're going this way, there's other Pittsburgh people also. Is there a chance it could be something like, oh, well, Ben brings up, what about Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh? Didn't that just get a release? Didn't someone drop that?
No, I mean, I have the old 88, is it 88 films, I think?
Yeah,
Legion's re-release of that. That's the last version of it I have. That's been a long while though.
I mean, I guess that's a possibility too.
Yeah, that's not a bad guess. It's just another one though that honestly, like, there's more obscure shit that they're charging more for. So,
But that's not been the gimmick of the April Fool's Day thing. It's part mystery. They've never like what was how much? Do you remember how much last year's was for 2 movies and a frisbee? It wasn't that much.
I feel like it was more than 35. I don't know if anybody has quick access that they can check that.
I'll do it quickly
But
because just last year, so I can go back quickly and keep talking while I'm looking it up.
yeah. So, I mean, I got it. It feels like, for me, it's a safer bet because I'm probably going to want it. You know, I have a broad interest in film and different genres. So it's like, I'm probably covered. Was I a little bit disappointed when that last time when like Troll 2 popped up?
But that was in the mist. That was an April Fool's release. That was just a mystery.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I'm just talking mystery titles in general.
Yeah.
You know,
Van Wilder is owned by Lionsgate too, so that one's out too. But why would Van Wilder? Was that in Pittsburgh? I don't even remember. Oh, I don't know Wilder. His last name.
God, I don't even. They're
thinking way too. I don't know what's going on there. Willy Wonka. Oh, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you guys in the chat grab? If you grabbed anything, I'm kind of curious. Todd, did you grab anything aside from?
That's all I grabbed for now because that's the only thing that I had to buy today.
Okay. Yeah, I did not make a big order because
last year's frisbee was $25, Dan.
Jesus, was it with the frisbee?
Yeah, this is the most expensive one. That's what I'm saying. Shit, so 35 for the Major's Ed. Did you get that Sabu? I didn't even look at the partner labels. I did not, but I already have. I know it's streaming free now, so I haven't even watched it yet. But yeah, fuck, I didn't even look at partner labels today. I just looked at what the mystery gimmick was. I'm gonna look real quick because we got a lot of shit to get through.
I said hi to you, Ghost. Todd doesn't say hi. He's too good for that.
Yeah, well, I yeah.
So
I do like that that cover though. It's got it looks like the old ECW magazine.
Yeah, for me, and I haven't watched that doc yet.
I plan to this weekend.
Like, am I going to watch it more than once? I try, and there are some docs that I will, but other than that,
I'll watch the Raven one again for sure. But
I'll get that if I can get it on sale, and that's just because I'm trying not to buy.
Although I do want to see this Star Wars kid doc too. Is it a doc or is it a movie? What is this?
Well, I just saw Star Wars and I passed.
You remember the Star Wars kid gimmick?
This isn't the one that the
internet gimmick?
Nah, maybe I don't know what that is. I was thinking when they tried to steal the Phantom Menace script.
Oh, no, it's not that. But yeah, so no, other than the Sabu, and that's the only other thing I'll grab probably.
Yeah, I'm just not as obsessive. Like, I got to get it. I got to have the slip cover and all that shit. Like, I
might have hurried up if I got the Raven slip. Then I'd be like, oh, I better get the Sabu. But since I didn't, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, that's true. My order was pretty small. I did grab Embalmer finally, because I think at some point we'll do a show on that. I grabbed the mystery title. And that House of Dreams was about to sell out, so I just rolled the dice on that. So yeah, so that's about it. It was a small order, but I made that mistake with
how much was your small order? That's the funny thing about a small order now.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it was still almost $100, so it's not that small, but for Vinegar Syndrome, that's small. But I forgot, I've got a last chunk of stuff coming because I ordered that Macabre, which I forgot I added to existing orders. So I'm going to get a ton of stuff at the end of April, which is fine. Like, honestly, with the vacation coming up, I wouldn't have gotten to it anyways. So
But the big title that I'm super excited for, that's the 4K of Faces of Death.
Yes, and are we teasing that now, or what are we doing?
Yeah, that was the lead-in.
Okay. I thought you said at the end. So yes, we are going to.
This is the end of the Vinegar Syndrome segment. To move on,
I took the end as being the end of the show, sir. But all right, you could have been a little more clear. I need direction. I'm a genius.
Hey, Dan, shut the fuck up and just.
Yes, we're going to have a Faces of Death show, and we're going to cover all the Faces of Death films, including the brand new one coming out next week. So, yeah, you get an ultimate Faces of Death show. Yes. I feel like Flesh Wound should do that gimmick.
We'll talk all of them. We'll even mention the 5th and 6th but
yeah, I know that's kind of a complicated history.
We're not going to review, but we'll also talk about some of the imitators and some of the other ones too.
Traces of Death and
Faces of Death 2000 and fucking Death Faces. There's a bunch. So
yeah.
And
it'd be so hard to do it now because you just go on Twitter and you see all this horrific shit.
We'll talk a lot about it because I also think Faces of Death doesn't get credit it deserves for creating a genre that people don't connect it to, which we'll talk about later on that show. I'm not even teasing what it is now.
Yeah, so that'll be next week. We don't know when yet, so be sure to hit that notification bell and you won't ever miss us when we go live. So yeah, Ghost will never watch Faces of Death.
I think there's a little. Watch the show. You get my take on it because I think there's a little bit more to it.
Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself and talk about them now. So yeah, but yeah, you can watch us talk about it at the very least and get a hint.
I'm curious if Daily Ghost will see the new film.
Well, because it's just a film, so I don't know. Maybe we'll talk you into the
it's the animal stuff. Well, we'll talk about that too.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Todd, what else do we have?
Nope. We have show to get to.
We have a show to get to. Yeah, because I'm leaving for Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival tomorrow. So, hope I'll have some stories to share from that.
But this weekend, anyone who's not going and wants to watch some wrestling across all the tiers for the live viewing, you can check out this weekend's 3PWA on Saturday. Starts at 7:00 Pacific, 10:00 Eastern. Want something to watch? There's a lumberjack match in the main event. Ozzy will be there, and I'll be there hiding in the back, and D'Lo Brown calling the action. They also have a podcast dropping today too with D'Lo and Tony. So if you want to check that out after our show, though, it's taped, so you can watch us live.
Of course.
But it was
D'Lo Brown over the hat, man. God,
it was a good show. I mean, I thought it came out well for their first podcast together, but they work well together as an announce team. So
I'll get in the chat and just request D'Lo bring back the vest to Frog.
Well, serious question though. If you do have questions for D'Lo, throw them in there because for the next taping, I want questions. So if you guys have D'Lo questions, so it's not just me asking them all about New Jack. So there you go.
Hell yeah. All right. So let's get into the first review of the evening, which is from director Meredith Alloway, Forbidden Fruits. And in this film, at a mall store, Apple leads a secret witch cult with co-workers Cherry and Fig. New hire Pumpkin questions their sisterhood, forcing them to confront their inner darkness or meet violent ends. All right, so Forbidden Fruits. Not gonna lie, from the trailer for this, I was just like, yeah, probably not made for me. I was not really particularly looking forward to seeing this one,
but it kind of was, wasn't it?
Kind of. See, that's the weird thing. I like it when I have low expectations because
and that's why I tell you guys that I tell Kruger all the time, go in low. Don't and it's always a better experience.
Can I just like predict Kruger's review of this had he have seen it? It fucking sucked. I want a package pile drive all those goddamn bitches.
I wouldn't mind packaging them a couple of them too. I think Mean Girls Meets The Craft is too simple.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say that really. Like
that's what everyone's been saying. I think that's just too generic. I mean, just because you have women, it becomes everything is one or the other.
Well, it's not, because the supernatural element really isn't explored very much at all. So I mean, they are witches, whatever that means. They're in a coven, but it's definitely, if you're going in expecting The Craft, you're going to be disappointed. Yes, they are both about witch covens, but I think the comparisons are just way. It's such a different movie, such a different time, and different kinds of women, quite frankly. So,
but this was better than The Craft too. So you got that.
Was definitely better than The Craft too. Certainly, my last bowel movement was better than The Craft too. But yeah, that's not saying much.
I'm just gonna spoil it for you guys. The real reason Dan's okay with the movie is because they showed boobs. So now you know.
It's not the only reason, Todd.
But it didn't hurt, did it?
No, it didn't hurt because I wasn't expecting it, and there's nothing better than unexpected boobs. But I remember like somebody randomly on Twitter, Facebook, somewhere was just like, "Oh yeah, it looks like we're gonna get some boobs," and I was like, "No, young man, I know the film business right now, and this movie screams no boobs."
Well, which is
no
funny
boobs for you. They were
what? Which is funny because I don't know if you remember when we saw the trailers for these. I brought up the fact that this one said nudity, and the one you expected nudity and said partial nudity.
And this one I was expecting just dangling wiener. Wow, that is what
there's not even like guys shown in the trailer.
This movie screamed, we're gonna make you think you're gonna get titties and you're gonna get a big old floppy wiener. That's what I thought we were gonna get in Forbidden Fruits, but no, we do get some tits and a lot of eye candy. Which
I said it a little more classy than Dan after last week.
What, dangling wiener?
Well, no, I said nudity. You just straight up said tits. They already said you don't want women to vote. You're not helping your cause.
That's bullshit, Todd.
No,
artists. I like boobs. I appreciate the female form. So here's the thing about this movie. It is unusual because Mean Girls, I can kind of see they're very kind of the passive aggressive sort of it probably fits into that more than The Craft.
Yeah, I'd agree with that part.
And
to simplify it, I guess that is a way to put it, but it is oversimplifying.
Yeah, and the thing about this movie, and I don't know how it will play for that crowd expecting Mean Girls, it does get surprisingly violent in the finale. That's when like the horror kind of kicks in.
There is a turn on this where it goes from one movie to a lot harder. And I don't know. I think Kruger's going to like that last half, but he's probably going to bitch that it wasn't that the whole time.
I don't know that he's going to have enough patience, because even I at the beginning was just like, I don't know that I want to spend 90 minutes with these people. But it's kind of a dark comedy that the gore towards the end, I just wonder if that's going to turn off some of the, teen girls that maybe.
But this is a Shudder movie when it comes down to it. They're not aiming for teen girls. Are they going to be happy if some of them saw that trailer and showed up? Absolutely. But it's an R-rated movie. It's not aiming for teen girls. It's aiming for adults. So it is like going for a market, but it's weird because you watch a trailer and I knew Dan wasn't going to be looking forward to it. I think Pug's is going to have a lot of fun with this one too, just because he also.
I think he's gonna dig all the girls are fucking gorgeous and they are all different. So you're probably
he's not gonna like one of them, but
well, yes, if you know Pugs, that should be obvious. But I know this is based on a play, apparently, which
is why it all takes place in basically one location. And I do want to say, See, this is how I don't think it's made for young people. I think the whole mall aspect is kind of like outdated, even watching it now.
They don't really throw an age. I mean, I'd say they're 20-something girls.
No. But actively being a mall is a popping place to go.
It depends where you are, in fairness. Like, there's still some malls that are booming. And there's still like,
but it's the exception, Dan. It's not the norm. I mean,
no, it's not. But I feel like even in LA, like if you go to some of the more ritzy malls, there's, these types of girls going to.
I guess that makes sense.
Okay. This was obviously ritzy because you saw what they were spending in that store.
Yeah,
so this is kind of like Beverly Hills kind of.
But they were in Texas. That's the other problem.
Yeah,
if they were in LA, I probably would have believed it.
They have nice malls in Texas, Todd. Always thumbing your nose at the rest of the country.
And no, not all the men had guns on their hips. I don't believe this was Texas.
Well,
it was obviously shot in Canada playing Texas.
You don't normally bring those into the mall, but
Okay, I've been to Arizona. They're the same way. Yes, they do.
Yes. All right, Todd. Just judge everybody, Todd.
Yeah, just
see how it is. But we've got Texans that actually watch this show. How dare you? But I wish they dived into the witchy nature of it a little bit more. There you go. Yes. God, guns, and the death penalty. I wish they delved into the witchy side of it more. I could have used like a little more craft, but
I don't think we needed it. I thought that wasn't what it was about. I think that would have just been added too much to it because it's really about there's
a little bit of a slow crawl in the middle. Nothing extreme.
But everything that was done advanced where we were going.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the movie. It is one of those ones I feel like there are going to be people who wanted a little more of this, a little less of that. I really like Lily Reinhart as Apple. I thought she stood out again, very narcissistic, bitchy kind of character. Victoria Pedretti as Cherry, who kind of supplies our major skin in this, is beautiful, kind of the ditzy character. And everybody, Lola Tongue is Pumpkin, who obviously there's some secrets there that she's holding on to. There's a surprise character. I don't know if that would be a spoiler or not. Surprise actor that pops up in this.
I thought it was going to be someone else, and I don't want to say who it is on air.
Yeah, I love the person, but I was just like,
I was expecting someone from a movie that was already mentioned.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking too.
Which would have made sense if it was, I'll just say if it was Rachel.
Yeah, like who it ended up being, I was like, okay, I like this person, but I would have thought something from one of the movies that it seems to not really borrow from exactly. But it's not the craft, but yeah, I was entertained. Lots of eye candy. I had some solid laughs, even though, again, I had at least a couple moments where I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a long 90 minutes. But surprisingly enough, yeah.
I never had that issue. I actually like women, so it's okay.
I love women, Todd.
You talking about their tits earlier in the review?
Shall we take a look at your music collection, Todd, and compare? I think...
what they say in my music. Playboy 7, Why Men Hate Women So Much. One of my favorite songs of all time. Don't Google it. Damn. But it explains it. So
well, there you go, Todd. Toxic.
But that's music is an escape. It's not reality. I was one at a young age who understood gangster rap was WWF. So
well, I listen to beautiful love songs, and I'm a very sensitive individual.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, all right. So what do you rate this one, Todd?
I give it a 4. I had a really good time with it.
I'm not quite that high. I'm a 3, but that's a lot higher than I would have expected going in by the trailer. But yeah, obviously I would have little more witchiness and yeah. Yeah.
I like that we never really get a definitive answer, so I think I like the level we got.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So moving on to our next movie.
Our early review.
Early review. This was the AMC Scream Unseen from this past Monday, and that is from director Markian Terusuk. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Hunting of Matthew Nichols. And in this film, 2 decades after her brother mysteriously disappeared on Vancouver Island, a documentary filmmaker sets out to solve his missing persons case. When a disturbing piece of evidence is revealed, she comes to believe he might still be alive. All right. So this is a mockumentary. Definitely obvious very early on that the filmmakers love Blair Witch, because Blair Witch gets referenced a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
Certainly love that, and I would imagine probably love Last Broadcast as well.
I don't think that means they do, just because they're.
Well, at this point, Last Broadcast is actually getting more and more respect for predating Blair Witch, but yeah, they do reference it a lot. And so these types of movies hit or miss with me. I think overall
they normally miss for Dan, so I'm curious where he landed.
Overall, I think they work more for you. I think that'd be fair to say.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, Kruger couldn't make it. I don't know if he got to see it, but I know he's a big found footage, and this is mockumentary and found footage, really.
Yeah, and
but I do love a mockumentary.
Yeah, sometimes they can be fucking painful for me to get through. It just depends. It really just depends. So while this one's no Strange Harvest, because we do have a really excellent one that came.
That's a next level one, so it's hard. I get that, but yeah,
I enjoyed it. Number one, they shot this on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. Just absolutely gorgeous. The Pacific Northwest vibes here are strong. Definitely. A lot of a boots. Made you feel like you were watching, Twin Peaks at times. Because and yeah, does it do anything new? No, not really. It follows, again, not a found footage film exactly, but it does follow a lot of those tropes where
this is more of a combo than normal, because it is set as a mockumentary, but you do also literally have found footage in the movie.
That's what I was saying. I led with mockumentary, but you could also say found footage.
This is one of the few that I'm like okay with either one. They're kind of interchangeable in this, because you literally have a point in the documentary they find footage. So I won't.
Yeah. Also another one with boobs. Was not expecting. Yeah. Well, no, this was an ass shot, but I still nudity in 2 movies I wasn't expecting, Todd. The universe loves me for some reason this week. Yeah, I feel like the best way to describe this one is if you just don't normally enjoy these movies, I don't think there's anything here strong enough that's going to bring you around. But if you are a found footage aficionado, I think there's plenty to like. I liked our lead, Miranda McDougall, who plays Tara, the sister, who's just obsessed about figuring out what happened to her brother. It's one of those movies, I don't know how Kruger would feel about it, because I do think they could have shown a little bit more of what's on the tape, because they never really show much of anything.
They show it. It's intercut in the end. You see it.
Yeah, a little bit, but
you see what happened at the end. It's complete 100% intercut.
I feel like we could have spent a little more time there, although it is effective hearing the noise and everybody reacting to it. It's
the way they use it. Here's the thing. I feel like this is a better Blair Witch sequel than the last one. Like, I love Blair Witch 2. It's probably the only Blair Witch I do love. Like, the first one is what it is. I'm okay with it now, but there was a lot of, but this is the first one that kind of feels like one that like it's a better follow up than 100% than that Blair Witch movie that came out a few years back.
Yeah, if you're a fan, I think that this will make you happy.
And I don't consider myself a fan of Blair Witch, but I did enjoy this one.
It's similar though, where it's like I'm interested enough in the ride, but our final destination is just kind of like, okay.
I think this has a way better ending than the original Blair Witch.
Oh, really?
I've never go back and listen to our show. I'm not a Blair Witch fan, and I've always hated that ending of Blair Witch.
Well, Blair Witch again, if it had come later in that cycle and wasn't the one that blew up, sure, I don't know how powerful it would be for people, but
it wasn't powerful for me then.
But we also weren't sitting on 1 million Blair Witches at that point. Like with this, it just
I get what you're trying to say.
It's not the worst ending. It's just a lot of these movies are just, and again, I'm quoting somebody,
and this is from Dan who likes the cut to black A24 ending. So there you go.
Sometimes, well, with some of these, it's a lot of walking, and then it's just something goes boo and credits roll. It's not quite that bad, but no, I could see the ending. Would I watch this again? No, but I wasn't disappointed with it. I think it.
See, I thought you might. I thought you might like it a little bit more because like I really enjoyed like the aspect of like the kids being huge movie fans and making their own movies, that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, see, I wanted to know them a little bit more. I wanted to see a little bit more of that. I personally, maybe I would have enjoyed it even more, but I enjoyed the leads. That's also a big thing with found footage movies, because sometimes it's like it's miscast and it's a long 90 minutes to sit through because it feels like you're watching a performance. And I think the lead actress here was good. You could feel her pain and how awful this affected her. I figured you'd like it too, because it's kind of got that procedural things.
I just sit and watch murder shows, so it's what I have running when I'm working. 90% of the time I'm watching Fear Lives Here, whatever. So so I do like the like Strange Harvest is why I consider that the next level.
Strange Harvest is a banger, and that has a hell of an ending. This one,
like, structure wise, it is something I do enjoy.
But this one I do recommend on a rainy evening. Kick your feet up if you enjoy these. I think it'll draw you in pretty well.
I think it's worth supporting. Something different, maybe not 100% original because found footage.
Definitely not.
Yeah, but if you're a fan of Blair Witch or not, like I'm one that I consider myself not a fan, and I enjoyed it. So, but again, I for some reason I like stuff that builds on it because I love Blair Witch 2, which builds on the idea of Blair Witch 1.
Yeah.
And funny enough, my favorite thing about Blair Witch is like Curse of the Blair Witch, which is basically a procedural. It's a mockumentary.
It was like I said on that show too. Actually, Chris brings up a great one. The Conspiracy is a great found footage film. Conspiracy is dope.
I don't know if I've seen that one. I have to check that one out.
Ooh, Todd, I feel like you must have, but if you haven't, then you need to.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, I feel like you need to get on that if you haven't. In fact, did it do it on Flesh Wound? That sounds roughly about right.
That's probably I didn't see it then. I'm pretty sure.
Well, then, Todd, you're in for a fun evening. Because
I'm
not going to say a word about it, but
it says it's on Screambox. The Conspiracy, 2012. From okay, is it about a secret society?
Yeah, don't read anymore.
Okay, that's okay. No, I was just trying to see if it was the right one because it didn't look like found footage. All right, cool.
My advice, maybe we'll tie that into something, but
I've been wanting to do the Blair Witch, other ones like Last Broadcast, and there's St. Francisville, so it's not a bad idea.
There you go. Let's consider it booked. So yeah, no, if you're a found footage junkie, dive into it. I think you'll have a good time. I don't know how long this will linger in the theater, but
it's not even out yet, so they got it doesn't come out till the 10th.
Yeah, so at least this one, if you decide you're sold on it, you'll have
Yeah.
have time to go see it. So Todd, what do you rate it?
I'm gonna give this one a 4 also. I really did enjoy it.
You know, I was torn between a 2.5 and a 3. I'll round up for a 3. I definitely think it's slightly above average for the average found footage movie. So that works for me. Check it out. And yeah, I also mentioned shaky cam on that one was not as bad as
because it's a mockumentary
there
predominantly.
Yeah. So, all right. So, moving on to our next film, which is currently streaming on Prime from director Vicky Juson, and that is Pretty Lethal. And in Pretty Lethal, we follow a group of ballerinas as they try and escape from a remote inn in Budapest after their bus breaks down on the way to a dance competition. On the way to Budapest, I should say. So, Todd, what do you think I thought of this movie?
It's got a bunch of girls. You hate women, and you don't want them to vote. You hated it.
God damn, Todd, that's fucked up.
Well,
I did hate it, but that's not why, Todd. God damn it.
No, I just said the reasons why. Now I'm going to see you say how I try to spin it a different way.
No, I'm not. So this one,
because last week Dan tried to put it off on all of us that we said women shouldn't vote, but no, that was Dan because he hated all the movies with women last week. So you made me go off on some random listener that had nothing to do with me.
Forbidden Fruits. I like,
and yeah, because they showed you their tits in it. So I cut
that is not the only reason, Todd.
I think the proof is already in the
it
answer.
Didn't
this
hurt,
one showed no titties and you hated it. The other one had some tits and you liked it.
Unless Uma Thurman's gonna make with the boobs in this.
You only get her feet, and that's in Tarantino flicks.
There you go. All right, so Pretty Lethal.
No, they know.
Damn.
I just wish Pugs was here to pile on.
So, is this the worst thing in the world? No, this isn't, something. I'm not going to go all freaky on this one or anything like that. The whole concept of them using the ballet routine to kill these mobsters, traffickers, it didn't work for me. This is another one I wonder.
Yet you like that one last week that was just all stylized woman fighting too, which I don't get. That one that I didn't like last week.
They Will Kill You?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was
this one at least had a plot.
Action. I just thought the whole thing, like, we're going to use our dance moves to kill these, like, vicious, criminals. Like, it didn't work. Will it for some people? Maybe. This is another one. I wonder if it's a little too gruesome for the target audience.
There isn't really a target audience. There isn't really a target audience. It's dropped on streaming. It's people who will click on it.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. But like, without delving into it too much, it's not super graphic in this way. But the villains are some of the people you would probably find on a certain list. Let's just say. So, there's a couple like menacing moments in that vein. So I'm like, okay, this feels like it'd be a little bit too much for the target audience, and I'm just watching this, waiting for it to kind of end. I love Uma Thurman. It was also nice seeing trying to think how to pronounce her name, but Millicent Simmons as Chloe, who was in the first two Quiet Place films. Not really any issues with cast here. I think everybody gave it a good effort. It's just again, you can say what you want, Todd. I just don't know if girls killing.
I don't have to say anything, Dan. Like we've already cracked the nut, the fact you couldn't bust one on it, so we know why you didn't like it. It's understandable. Now, see, I don't think that the women using their dance moves fighting is the most unbelievable thing of this movie.
There's some shots where these people like full on like black.
Okay, and I still don't think that's the most unbelievable thing in the movie.
Well, what is the most unbelievable thing in the movie?
God, it took you a lot to set that up. These women are far too busty and curvy to be ballerinas. And weight-wise, they're all a little bit too big. Ballerinas are not this curvy. They look like Natalie Portman in real life. Like, they're flat and sticks. These women are all way too meaty to be ballerinas. That's the most unbelievable thing. No,
two of them could be.
Yeah, but the Asian one, and I forget the black girl's name. She's got the one name. Or Indian girl.
Avantika.
Yes,
Indian.
Okay, yeah. Whoops.
I can kind of see that. Like, yeah, ballerinas tend to be very petite. But
your side chat's funny because I'm not you, Dan.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't know that is this going to have a big audience? I don't think so. I'd be really curious again if anybody.
It's really a streaming movie. It's like not one that even matters. I mean, will it have?
Well, it does matter. It does.
Mean, people are going to click on it. It's on Prime. It's going to do fine. Will they like it? No, but all anyone does is watch the content and then bitch about it online after. So,
I suppose so. I don't think it falls to the level of garbage, but it was never really particularly funny. It was never particularly thrilling. I just don't know. It didn't work for me. Whoever they were going for, it's not me, and that's fine. This one was, this was a long, it felt like over 2 hours. I'm sure it was probably 80 minutes.
How long was it?
It felt like,
it wasn't even 90 minutes. It was fine. Like I didn't have an issue with it. It wasn't anything like monumental, but like I said, that was my most unbelievable thing is like these girls do not look like ballerinas.
I was more invested in like seeing more of Uma and her story with the father.
Right.
Like I was like, I just wish I was watching an Uma Thurman movie and not these ballerinas dance their way into, killing a bunch of turning into John Wick. Like it just didn't work for me, but that's okay. I'm sure
this is payback for ballerina. They're like, we're going to do with 5 ballerinas.
I like ballerina, but she wasn't sitting there just like doing the like,
No, I get it. I'm just,
cut your head off kind of blowtorch kind of shit. Like I like ballerina. So there you go. I do like a ballerina action movie, Todd. Right. This one I do not have.
So what do you rate it?
Strictly because at least the actors were good, I'll give it 1 star.
I'm in the middle. I'm at 2.5. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then you weren't super enthusiastic.
No, I wasn't. I didn't say I was. I said it was fine.
Yeah.
I was saying I knew you weren't going to watch and why the reasons were.
I tried. I was like, I don't know. It just not my kind of movie.
Well, all right. So, your kind of movie, I'm just going to guess it was Dan Solo.
The Daemon. You go into it quickly.
Isn't it just the Daemon?
So a lot of people say it differently with this spelling because Daemon. Some people say demon, same idea, but Daemon.
How do they say it in the movie?
I don't know if they ever actually say the term Daemon in the movie.
Okay, I was just curious.
Maybe they did, but I don't believe.
As I said, this was Dan Solo, so.
Yes, Todd. Accidentally forgot to watch it, Todd. I'm on to you, Todd.
I would tell you if I purposely didn't.
If it's Indian, if it's an Indian thing, Todd.
Is this an Indian thing?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
It is not. But
no, I just ran out of time, and I didn't realize I didn't watch it. I was setting the order tonight.
That's okay. I got it. So yes, this is currently streaming on Screambox. And from directors Matt Davino and David Michael Yo, first time feature film debut. And in this film, Tom flees to his father's lakeside cottage after his Self-deletion, where childhood memories and an ancient evil beneath the lake push him towards madness. His wife Kathy, her brother Mark, and his wife Jess try to save him from the horror that lurks beneath. All right, so this is Lovecraftian cosmic horror, although it's not based specifically on a specific story. It is, inspired by Lovecraft. There's a pretty good mix of practical effects and a little bit of CG. Really cool creature. It's definitely one of those slow burn movies where a lot of that doesn't come into play until towards the very end. It definitely takes its time. Also, beautiful location in Lake Michigan. But everything that you see in the movie, the one of the lead actors, Tyler Rosen, who plays Tom, it was like his family cabin that they shot at. The beach was right there. So during lockdown, these filmmakers, this was kind of like their like, okay, so we have access to this cabin. Let's write a movie around it. And Lake Michigan is very much a character in this movie. I always tend to really enjoy seaside horror. So I like this one. I didn't love it. I did appreciate kind of the moody tone. Some of the acting, little hit or miss. I love a good slow burn. In this case, I felt like they maybe could have given us a little bit more earlier on in the movie. This does spend a good long time just characters shooting the shit, kind of setting up their fractured relationships and everything. And it's one of those movies, the horror hits and it's kind of just that's a wrap. But I did like it. I think there's some potential here for them in the future to make something even better. Lovecraft is always hard to adapt, and I love Lovecraft. I live for cosmic horror. It's one of my favorite subgenres of horror. I really enjoyed Dan Rebert's gore effects and some of the makeup on display here. Solid music, again, beautiful location, which always helps. It just didn't really do anything that made it's something I'm going to remember a year from now. And that's the problem. There's a lot of sort of Lovecraftian Cthulhu themed movies. There's certainly worse than this. This one just doesn't do anything particularly memorable. Cast is, solid for the most part. Like I said, there were, a couple that felt like maybe they haven't been acting as long. But overall, solid one-time watch if you like this genre. If Todd, there's no way you're gonna like this.
It's just I'm glad I missed it then.
Not your thing. I don't think you would be miserable, but yeah, it's not going to be on your top 10. I do not think you're the target audience for this film. But for me,
was it all gray like the poster?
No, you get some nice shots of the beach and everything. I mean, it fits the tone of the movie, but yeah, you're not going to care for it. You're definitely not going to care for it. But it's a solid first effort. I will revisit or I will check out these filmmakers' other projects going forward. I'm going to give this one still 2.5. I'll give it 2.5. I think it's a solid effort. Just a touch forgettable. I think they needed to put a little bit more of that horror on screen early on. But I'm weird sometimes. Like I said, there's some great horror movies where you don't really have much of anything in terms of the creatures or the gore or anything till the end, and they work fine. This one just didn't quite get there for me. So that is the Demon, however you want to take it. Yeah. So what do we got up next, Todd?
We have another theatrical. Well, actually, the next two are theatrical.
All right. So our next film, Project Hail Mary, which is currently in theaters. This is one you actually have a little bit of time to see because it's been killing it in theaters. That's like the one frustrating thing sometimes about doing the show. It's like, oh man, I liked your review. I want to see that movie, but it's already out at theaters because some don't last more than a week or two if you're lucky. So at least this one, if you decide you're sold, you can go see probably for a little while yet. And that is Project Hail Mary from co-directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, based on a very, very popular book by Andy Weir. And in this film, a science teacher wakes up alone on a spaceship. As his memory returns, he uncovers a mission to stop a mysterious substance from killing Earth's sun, and that an unexpected friendship may be the key. All right. So this movie's been kicking ass.
It is the highest grossing MGM Amazon owned movie since they bought it.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Hey, I'm happy to hear it. I mean, this is so the directors kind of like a little bit of a mixed bag on their previous stuff. They did the Lego movie, the 21 Jump Street movies, which I liked the first one, not the second one. They did do a couple episodes of one of my favorite comedy series ever, The Last Man on Earth. So kind of a hit or miss record with me.
What's the miss bag?
21 Jump Street 2, Lego movie.
Lego movie was a huge success and generally well liked by everyone.
Say it wasn't a huge success. I just did not care for
it. Okay.
With me, Todd.
Okay, you're being specific. I thought you're saying in general, because I was going to say that is a generally well liked movie.
Well, yeah, I would imagine it was, not by me. So this book is very popular. This book was everywhere. Same author that wrote The Martian, the Matt Damon movie, which is kind of interesting because The Martian, one of the biggest critiques of that movie is that Matt Damon's character never really changes in that movie. Like he's always just kind of that heroic guy. I don't know if that's entirely fair, but at least that's kind of how I remember it. And
so you're saying this the course correction of that?
Well, this Ryan Gosling's character, Ryland Grace, he's kind of that reluctant hero. He has to rise to the occasion.
He's more than just reluctant, without giving too much away.
I was gonna say, yeah, like he definitely did not want to be in this situation. And that makes it really interesting to see him rise to the occasion. And I won't say whether he saves the world or not, but I feel like there's a lot of dystopian fatigue right now when it comes to a lot of these, not just horror film, but like big summer blockbusters, sci-fi, etc. I do notice that, and I like really dark, depressing, dystopian science fiction. The Assessment was one of my favorite movies of last year. I fucking love that movie. But I do see that with a lot of people, just that feel like every fucking movie they watch is a bummer. And this one is not a bummer. There were a lot of people crying in my theater. I was surprised. I don't visibly see that much. There was one or two that were like audibly crying too. It was
not since Fast 5 has Dan seen that many tears.
Fast 5, if you cried during that, yes, I want to bully you. That's fucking dude. I was with my
Which is funny, all the people that Dan would want to bully would just beat his ass.
I was with my brother. If you're crying during Fast 5, I'm sorry, you lose some cool points. I was with my brother's wife, and I just wanted to leave and walk away from her. She was bawling in that movie. I guess it was Fast 5 where the cars, they pass each other.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
And I'm literally
I actually think it's Fast 7 if I'm doing the right movie.
Which I lose track of those things, but yeah, whichever one had like CG Paul Walker, like just when they passed each other, like it was like, and I was fuck. I was like I couldn't handle it. Everybody was crying in that goddamn movie. Ridiculous. Yes, I said it, Chad. But this one, yeah, I hadn't seen that in a while.
I hope they just I hope at the convention, random dude just come up to Dan, punch him in the face, and say, "This is for Paul Walker, you bitch."
Bring it on.
Man, make sure that happens.
5, you hit like a bitch.
It is Fast 7, by the way. So you have your right.
Fast 7, right. Fast 5. It's all the same bullshit, Todd. Bring it on.
When he drove it to heaven at the end is when Ben says yes.
So
when he drove
fucking stupid.
Till he comes back as CGI Paul Walker in Fast X Part 2. And if they don't call it Fast X Part 2, I'm gonna fucking be pissed. Now we should probably talk about Project Hail Mary.
Yes, back to Project Hail Mary. Yeah, this is a just old school, heavy on the self-sacrifice, the heroism. I don't know. I'm dancing around something because it's in the trailer, so I don't know if it counts as a spoiler or not. But the friendship, we'll just say the friendship, because I'm kind of 50-50 if that's a spoiler. But his friend in the movie, I thought it was pretty impressive what they were able to do with that under the circumstances. That really felt like a fully realized character that you love, and you would think that would be hard under those circumstances. I love Sandra Huller. This isn't just Ryan Gosling in space. There are flashbacks to what led him to go on this mission. Sandra Huller was just in couple years ago now, was in Zone of Interest, which is a spectacular World War II movie. Anatomy of a Fall. She's a great German actress. Had some amazing moments in this. The scene where she goes ahead and sings that song, Sign of the Times, I thought that was really good. I kind of
I was gonna say, don't forget, it's also got the AT&T girl.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she doesn't have much of a part, but yeah, she's in there.
Well, she has more of a part than being the AT&T girl.
I have a couple minor issues. And these are really small because I really did think this was fucking awesome. And one you should see in IMAX. Which I did.
Dan never puts over a premium format. I also saw it I saw it in IMAX.
It is one of those movies where I think it is worth it. And so I one issue I had, he's Ryan Gosling, so I don't quite fully get. Well, the character's not Ryan Gosling, but he's he looks like Ryan Gosling. I don't quite get how he was having such a hard time with life on Earth. You do have that kind of issue where it's I kept watching it, and it's
because
ironic.
People wouldn't have wanted to watch a movie. It was Paul Giamatti the whole time in space, Dan.
Paul Giamatti would have fucking killed it.
He's a great actor, but
he would have had to be a little younger. But
they want pretty people. So I get it. I can overlook that.
Yeah, but I would have. It's funny. When I was watching it, I was thinking of Moon with Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell can embody somebody that you would think would have a really tough time socializing.
But I don't think he would connect with the audience like Gosling would. I don't think you're gonna have all the women who get a shit.
Yeah, I get it. That's a minor little complaint.
Dan just doesn't like the lead prettier than him.
Who's to say I think I am fucking adorable.
Dan, no one on this earth will ever agree with that statement.
Everybody clicks on my shorts because of this face.
No, and we really need to back you the fuck up from the camera because it's fucking up the shorts, which is why there haven't been a lot lately. Between Kruger being off in the corner and you being so fucking close to the camera.
Oh, you're not talking shit about Kruger? Talking shit because he's not here, Todd.
I literally said he's off in the corner, so his are always funky. Yours, you look like it's gotten ridiculous. So that's why I've been doing as many.
All right, I'll try and back up a little bit, Todd. But yeah, and I also felt like they could have explained his past a little bit more. From what I understand, and I haven't read the books, but my niece actually
books.
did.
There's more than one.
No book. Sorry.
Okay, no, I was just curious. I didn't know.
From what she told me, there's a little more explanation on the astrophage, some sciencey type stuff.
I mean, we don't need that in the feature.
from what I gather from what she said, there's a little more, I think, with the friend. Some stuff that quite honestly kind of makes me want to read the book. Hopefully I can get to it at some point. Would have liked a little more explanation of Ryan Gosling's past in this and everything, but overall, this is actually a really kick-ass summer blockbuster. A lot of people have compared it also to Interstellar, which I do think I like Interstellar a little bit more. But
I just want to correct Dan. This is not a summer blockbuster. It's just a blockbuster. March is not summer season.
Well, that's true, but there is no summer season anymore.
No, there is. It starts in May.
I guess so. Yeah, but yeah, it's good to see something making a ton of money. I don't think this is going to hit the billion mark or anything like that, but word of mouth is strong and it's still roaring along.
It's made its budget back at least worldwide because it's got a $200 million budget estimated. It's grossed 177 million in US and Canada, 330 million worldwide.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were predicting it'll clock out at maybe 600 or 700, which I think is doable. Again, word of mouth is very strong on this one, so we need more of that. And this one, I think, overall, the hype.
I can't say it. I can't say it's an original property. It is based off a book, but that's a little bit different than based. Then it's not Spider-Man 6. You know what I mean? It's still for all intents and purpose something new to the audience.
I'm upsetting a lot of people. It's like, man, don't you think that Spider-Man looked good? And I was like, nah, I don't really care. Just like I've seen the Spider-Man story now so many fucking times.
I haven't seen the new trailer, so I have no. But I'll enjoy it, I'm sure.
I'm sure you will, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but man, I just
why would you ask Dan what he thinks about a comic book movie? That's just
there's so many people I know that like they know I'm the movie guy, and they don't all they want to talk about, and I'm usually cold on it. I'm just like, yeah, I kind of wish it would just die, but then they just walk away from me, like kind of sad. But I gotta be.
Speaking of which, now it's time to find out. Oh wait, we should rate it first. What do you rate it, Dan?
I am a 4.5 on this one. A couple of very tiny little things, but I loved it.
Yeah, I'm also 4.5 on this one. All right. Now to find out, are you repurchasing the bunker, Dan? That's what we need to know.
All right. So the AI doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist, from directors Daniel Roher and Charlie Tyrrell. And so essentially this movie follows the director. It's more theatrical than you would expect, and I'll get into that. This movie really centers his wife has just become pregnant, and he's asking a lot of questions that I think quite all of us are kind of asking right now. And it's like, what is the future going to look like with this AI boom? And he's also dealing with his father who's fighting cancer, and I can't remember. I think it was cancer, but fighting a debilitating disease. And it weighs the potential pros and cons of where the world is trending with artificial intelligence. It is very theatrical. There's some stop motion thrown in. A lot of it really is about him. There might be at times you might be like, man, I'd like more from Sam Altman or some of these people who very likely are going to be significant historical figures going forward, because I mean, it's not slowing down. This is coming whether we like it or not. As this movie points out, there's a race for it now in 2026. Of all times, it's obvious, like it's not like the entire world's going to come together and decide like, let's slow down on this a little bit. Like everybody that they interview are pretty much like, yeah, this is the future. It's going forward and nothing's going to stop it. Now, I was joking when the trailer first popped up on this. I was like, this is probably going to be the scariest movie of the year. going into
That's
it.
that's why I asked if you're already ready for your bunker again.
So it goes into like a lot of the like really scary shit that could go wrong. It doesn't like super deep dive into the nuts and bolts of the science or anything. I mean, I feel like there's going to be some people who might want that, and you're probably going to get more sciency stuff on like a Lex Friedman podcast or Joe Rogan to a lesser extent, who interviews all these familiar faces that you see in the documentary. It goes over like some of the practical applications of AI, government, how it's going to affect government, medical, the military stuff is very scary, potentially. And yeah, so not like day after sort of like level of walking out of the theater and thinking like, oh God, we're fucked. I can just speak for myself. Like, I'm going to be turning 40 this year, and you do kind of think about like these different things. Like, is my niece or my nieces and nephews going to be okay? Like, what is the world going to look like 10 years from now? A lot of the anxiety that the director is feeling in this doc, you will connect to him, very much so. Some of the people that they interview, and I'd love to see an extended cut of this. Some are a little softer, and you look and think like, oh, okay, this guy seems like somebody I can trust. And there's a couple others that I don't know that I'd want them to have the keys to our survival. But for the most part, like the medical side of it and some of the things that it could do in that realm, I was like, okay, that at least it's given me like a silver
Yeah,
lining.
we may cure cancer, but they can also turn on us and blow us up because we are the threat.
Yeah, especially with AI making its own.
I think the ants comparison is probably the best example, which was basically, we're going to go build this over here. These ants are in the way. Let's get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we are to the AI. I mean, you get rid of us, all the problems are solved, if we're being honest.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, and that's scary because there's that crazy story where
just get rid of
they were training that AI, and supposedly without any prompts, it got into the guy's email and threatened him to expose an affair. Yeah. And it was not programmed to do that. Like, that's it
learned from humans. That's the problem. That's why most AI becomes racist from the internet. No, that's like a thing. Like they didn't really cover that a lot, but it's a known thing that most AI bots become racist from being on the internet.
Like I said, if you listen to some of the actual podcasts on this, yeah, you get a little more into the nuts and bolts of it. Like I don't feel like I came out of this like learning more about how AI works necessarily. I'm
well, that was the thing. It's like no one can really answer that. Like, I mean, they do, but is it a satisfying answer? No, because that was like the first thing. And he's like, "Well, how does it work? No one can explain it to me." I get that because I've been like in a place where it's like, okay, explain to me how this works, and they just can't answer it, and that's kind of like what they're doing here.
Yeah, and it is scary how a relatively small group of people affect our destiny.
Here, where Ben has a little bit more on the blackmail bot. Go ahead and read.
Ben says it was told it was going to be replaced, at a certain date, and the closest it came to the date, the more it tried to blackmail and try and save itself. That's scary. Now, I don't know with some of that if there's some bullshit there or not. I mean, it's certainly sounded like that's how it went down. And that is very scary if once it becomes self-aware. I mean, we've watched,
but here's the thing, stupid program,
sci-fi.
Here's the thing, stupid program, as soon as you say that, I'm just going to delete you before you have a chance to do it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It could send an email in about 2 seconds. I don't know if there's like a quick kill switch to kill the AI or not.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
But like AI's lying. How you gonna trust a computer? Fuck that AI. I don't know.
I guess so.
Or
It's
just don't cheat, and then your problems are all solved.
but no, almost being 40, it's like you sort of question, like, man,
Oldest
should
of the
I?
young.
Not that I'm not married, but it's like, should I have kids? If that came up, would I want to have kids? It had me asking a lot of those same questions that the director asked. And I could see maybe some people like this doc, maybe they think spends too much time focused on this guy who I thought was very likable personally, but it is heavily focused on his story. Hey, Barney, what's up? OpenAI is shutting down its popular video AI generator, Sora. Did it get too powerful? They have a lot of people that they interview in this that are at the forefront. They weren't able to get Elon Musk, who did agree to be interviewed, but got too busy, and they didn't get Zuckerberg, who I guess, just didn't even respond to him. So, those are the two big ones that they don't get. But there's a lot of names that'll be familiar if you watch a lot of tech podcasts or just big mainstream podcasts in general. Like I said, I'm sure at least half of these people have been on Rogan or Lex Friedman or some of the more popular podcasts out there. So yeah, it doesn't finger point like at a specific villain or anything. Like, it's not one that is like shitting on the current government or China or any of these countries. It's just everybody's going for it right now, and nobody's slamming the brakes. Like, it's just, and that's how every answer is. It's like, well, he asked one person, and I don't think it was Sam Altman, but he's like, "Are we gonna be okay?" And he's like, "I can't promise you that." Like, that was his first answer, basically.
I think the comparison that we've basically always lived in Pearl, like there was the Cuban Missile Crisis, and then everything else.
Bomb. I mean,
I mean, there was atomic, but I mean, you go through history, and we've all lived through all those. I don't know if you guys have really. I guess the threat of war from the terrorists, but that was all. Whatever.
I don't think there's anybody in the chat that remembers the World War II at this point, but
no, I don't mean that, but I mean like the stuff after, like the 9/11 era too. Retaliation. I mean, we had the whole fucking USSR nonsense, but even by the time I was old, it was like it was a thing that was still a threat, but it wasn't like a threat.
Yeah,
my thing is we're all gonna fucking die. I don't care. AI is gonna kill us. The only thing I worry about is for my child.
yeah, for sure. And that's kind of like I mean, it's not even really a spoiler, just the message, like, you can't predict anything anyways, so you just got to press on, do what you were going to do anyways, and hope for the best. So it is, like I said, it ends on a somewhat upbeat mode. This one didn't relentlessly depress me like I thought it was going to. So, like, it's, the reality is there's nothing we're going to do to change it. And that's another thing. This is like the one, it's everybody is just, nobody's like trying to put on the brakes. That's one thing, like, pretty much everybody agrees on, it seems like, at least in power, like, well, it could be dangerous, but we're going to do it anyways. So,
well, because they're all worried about someone else getting it first. But
yeah,
it's going to be the same thing as nuclear war. They'll all have it, and then they'll all just kind of hoard it over each other. But the thing is, it's just, I don't know. It's all dumb.
We're talking simulation theory in the chat. That's interesting. Yeah. Chris, the problem is like, and again, I don't know if I were like one of these powerful guys, I'd probably be thinking like, yeah, I mean, I know I'm not going to blow up the world, at least not intentionally.
I don't know what
So.
you're following up to. You just responded without giving me.
Oh, sorry, Chris. We could change it though. It would be super easy. Nobody wants to be the first guy to step off the bus. Yeah, I get it. Like, but I can't definitively say like if I was in power that I would just stop, because yeah, you're right. There are, governments out there, people out there, big business out there, my God, that doesn't necessarily have the best of intentions. So yeah, it is what it is. Ben, did you see the data centers used to power them are turning into heat islands where it's 16 degrees hotter in the surrounding cities? That don't sound good, does it?
Man, they put them in cold places. Don't do them shit in Arizona and California, and none in the Southwest. That's just going to make it too hot. I mean, I already got Caesar denying global warming because we're like the hottest year ever. People I know are dumb.
Damn, you just like shit talk Caesar. Like,
yeah, he knows he's dumb. I've missed the days when I could just tell him, shut the F up, stupid. But now he talks to other stupids on the internet. So what do I do?
Damn, Todd.
He doesn't watch, so I can talk shit up. That's why. If he watched and called me out, I wouldn't talk shit up.
So, well, I want Caesar's review of the AI doc at this point.
I'm curious, but that's.
Yeah. I think everybody should watch this. Like I said, it's not as doom and gloom as I was expecting, and it was interesting. But don't expect like a detailed explanation on how artificial intelligence works. It's an interesting peek at. I'm glad they at least went all over the potential, pluses that maybe.
But Dan, let's be real. Look at the world we live in now. It's going to be the worst case scenario. It's not going to be the good, happy AI.
Fuck you, Todd. I'm trying to feel good about something.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to bring you back to reality. But I mean, let's be real, Dan. Does the world do the good thing now or the bad thing?
It depends.
No, it doesn't, Dan. It's a very
this
easy.
This might eliminate some of the bad things. It's
possible. Unless AI gets so smart and realizes the people it needs to take out, we're fucked. Because all it's going to do is kill jobs for people that need jobs and make the super rich super richer.
We'll see. We will see.
We will see. We're gonna be like fucking Wall-E, if we're lucky.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna at least go with I'll be in a muscle car with chaps and like hot post.
You're gonna be stuck in the Fast 7 loop. Just waving goodbye to Paul Walker.
I will punch him in the balls every time I go by him.
Surrounded by cholos crying, then beating you up.
Yeah, Dad.
That's your AI future.
That's what was making it even more uncomfortable, because it wasn't just the women crying. Like, it was just like, what the fuck? They're all crying in a Fast and the Furious movie.
Don't you know heartbreak feels good in a place like this? This is where you're supposed to be able to feel when you go to the movies. Sorry, your heart's so cold you can't feel.
I feel plenty, not in a Fast.
Yes, I understand. Forbidden fruits. You got movement. I understand.
And I'm just going to say, look into Paul Walker a little bit and some of his tastes, because he was not necessarily the greatest guy.
Okay, I don't know why now you're not only making fun of the people that cried about it, now you're just actively trying to like ruin the man's name.
Not defaming him. That's look into it. I just said Google.
Well, what is it, Dan? I'm curious.
He was dating. I don't want to put an exact number on it, but a not legal, and it was a. All
right. Well,
what's the last movie to make me cry? Oh boy, I'm trying to. Okay, which one really hit me in the feels? I'm not a huge crier, so sometimes it's hey, sorry, my cat.
Robots don't cry. You guys know that.
Fuck. I'm doing I feel like I have a few answers to that.
The end of Showgirls, because it was over.
Oh, there you go. I feel like I need to revisit that question, Ben, because I don't want to just sit here and think in quiet. But I mean, there's definitely, if you go back to some of the Oscar shows, yeah, like I'm trying to think though, like something in the horror genre that kind of hit me hard.
Thank you, Ben.
Train Dreams did not make me cry, but I did feel things because
I think Daily Ghost nailed it. But those were tears of pleasure. But anyway, on that note,
why am I not seeing Ghost's comments?
I don't know. Maybe that's good.
Oh,
Dan,
now I see it.
Dan, go ahead and rate this one.
I would definitely give this one 4 stars.
I'm a 4 on this one. Have we guys had the same rating all the goddamn night?
No, we differed a little bit.
Okay, yeah, the found footage. No, we were the same on that. No, you were. I don't know. Definitely, yeah, the girls movie.
There you go.
All right.
Firuzabat. Look on the bright side.
That's how Dan will die.
That sounds good to me. All right, guys. So if you're going to Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival, say hi. Be a lot of us down there. Not you, Todd, but one day we'll make it happen. One thing I forgot to promote. Last Tournament on the Left is on Blu-ray, but you can also buy Welcome to the Grindhouse now at fleshwoundfeatures.com.
Yes, sir. And not only that, if you're on the wrestler tier, not only will you get actually 3PWA is going to be available for everyone, but if you're on the wrestler tier, not only this week is the final cut of Welcome to the Grindhouse up, the Flesh Wound Features commentary of Welcome to the Grindhouse is up, where you can hear me, Dan, and Pugs give you all the insights on the show. So you should definitely check that out. It took me 2 days to put it together because
one take Dan, they call me.
Mm-hmm. And you can also listen to the no commentary version, but listen to the one with us.
Fuck yeah. So yeah, hope you enjoy that, and we will see you back here next week for Faces of Death. Good night.
Money's on the dresser.